Hello students, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Economics at Your Home by Priyanka Rai, and I am Priyanka Rai. This time I am back with class 12 macroeconomics. The topic is aggregate demand and related concept. The chapter is aggregate demand and related concept, and the topic is consumption function. So students, we have covered a lot. We have seen the meaning of aggregate demand, aggregate supply, its relations with consumption, with income. Now what? Now this time in this video basically you are going to see consumption function. The topic is consumption function. What is actually consumption, and if we are saying consumption function, then what does it mean? So basically you are going to say this in this video. So let us see what is actually consumption function. Consumption function shows a relationship between what? Consumption and income. Okay, so what does consumption function means? Consumption function shows a relationship between consumption and income, or you can also say it is a functional relationship between consumption and income. Basically we can write this also, or it is a functional relationship between consumption and income. Okay students, so what is actually consumption function? Very easy. We are talking about consumption. You know what is consumption? The activity of consuming. Okay, the state of consuming is what's called consumption. Okay, so consumption function means consumption function refers to a relationship between consumption and income. Okay, it is basically states the relationship between income and consumption. If income changes, how consumption behaves, how consumption differs. So the relationship between income and consumption, and you have seen various schedules also. You have been studying about aggregate demand. You have seen the schedule of aggregate demand, how consumption, investments and income all were there, and then C plus I is equal to AD. This all you have studied. So the same diagram basically I will be drawing, the same schedule will be there. Okay, income will be there and consumption will be there. If income is changing, how consumption is differing. So basically you are going to say this. First of all, just you can note down this definition, that what is actually consumption function. Consumption function shows a relationship between consumption and income, or you can say it's a functional relationship between consumption and income. Okay, so C is equal to F Y, where C is what? Consumption, F is functional relation, and Y denotes income. What is C? C is equal to consumption, and F functional relationship. So it's functional relationship. And Y is equal to income. So students, hopefully you understood when you are writing the definition, and basically if question comes 4 marks, so if it's just definition, then you can write a definition, okay, 1 marks question. But if it is 4 marks question, so better write this definition, then symbolically how it is expressed, and it's basically schedule and diagram. So now you are going to see a schedule. The schedule is not new to you all, you have already seen the schedule, but as we are studying the topic consumption function, so it is important that I show you the schedule and some points. What does the points state? Now after schedule I will be showing you a diagram. Okay, I will be drawing a diagram, and what does the different points on the diagram denotes or illustrates. So this is what you are going to see about consumption function. So till then you write the definition. I am back with the schedule and the diagram. students, as I stated the definition of consumption function, it refers to the functional relation between income and consumption. So as you have read about the definition, you have seen the definition, the same you are going to see here. Now the schedule also say the same thing. Here we have income and here we have consumption, right students? So as I told, that is a functional relation between consumption and income. Now how consumption differs as per change in income, we are going to say this. So when income was 0, still consumption was there 40. You all have studied. Now the schedule is not new to you all, and you have seen that income is being increased by 100, and here consumption is also increased by 80. We have kept the values constant, okay, assuming constant value. 100 is the difference between income and 80 is basically the difference between consumption. So it's very easy for you all to write the consumption and write the income. You need not to mug up or learn. Basically students learn and sometimes they put wrong value and come. Instead of 280 I put 260. Why? Because they miss the concept. So the concept is that there is a difference of 80 and here the difference of 100. Now see the schedule. When income was 0, consumption was 40. When income was 100, consumption was 120. When income was 200, consumption was also 200. When income was 300, consumption was 280. When income was 400, consumption was 360. So basically you have seen here at one point you will see that there is no income, still consumption is there. At another point you can see that consumption is more than income. At point you will see that consumption and income are equal, and at point you will see that consumption is less than income. So basically this aspect we will be studying in APC and MP. There are different types of consumption. Propensity to consume, consumption function is also known as propensity to consume. Students, remember one thing more. So there are two types of propensity to consume: APC, average propensity to consume, and MPC, marginal propensity to consume. Okay, so that we will be studying later, but first of all just understand this. Now the same is being represented here. Okay, suppose you know that consumption curve slopes upward positive, because as income increases consumption also increases. So and basically here what you will see, delta C. Delta C, what? Autonomous consumption, means at certain point when income was 0, still consumption was there, and likewise when income gets on increasing, consumption also gets on increasing. So I have just marked one point, okay, point A here, which just shows the relationship between consumption, which is equal to, okay, which shows the relationship between consumption, which shows the functional relationship with income. Okay, it just shows the relationship between income, consumption and income at this point. This is just I have taken a point. You can take any point, students. You can take here, you can take here, and likewise you will be studying about APC and MPC also. So this is just a diagram where C represents consumption curve, and I have just taken a point just to show the functional relation between, at this point, C is equal to Fy, which shows functional relationship between consumption and income. So you can take here also a point. Let us mark this point M and let us mark this point N. Okay. So hence consumption function refers to a relationship between consumption and income. Now this schedule can be continued also. Basically if you go through your books you will see 500, 600, whatever numbers are given, but it is not necessarily that you will take only those numbers or you keep on moving to that number. The thing is here that you need to understand the concept. Concept says that income and consumption have a relationship. There is a functional relationship which is known as consumption function or propensity to consume, okay, or propensity to consume. So basically you will take income at one side and consumption, and when you draw the diagram showing just you will represent the schedule in the form of diagram. So don't forget that income will be on x axis and consumption will be on y axis, students. So basically take this CC as consumption curve, and from this point to this point, okay, this shows bar C. Bar C is what? Autonomous consumption. It is what? Autonomous consumption. It shows autonomous consumption. That means that when income is 0, even we consume, that consumption is there. So that minimum consumption when income is 0 implies autonomous consumption. Now some points I told you that I will be telling you about this schedule and diagram. This states certain points. What is that? First of all, that income is shown on x-axis and consumption is shown on y-axis. Then there is a curve, CC curve, as I have taken CC curve, which implies what? Consumption curve. And this consumption curve is what? It as positive slope. Positive slope, why? Because as income increases, consumption also increases. That is why it is positive. Okay students, now you will see that there is autonomous consumption. That means that when income is zero, still we consume, still there is a consumption, which shows that people still consume when there is no income. Still a minimum level of consumption exists even when there is no income, which shows autonomous consumption. So autonomous consumption also exists, which is implied or which is denoted by bar C. Okay. Now one thing more students, that you will see a point where in consumption is more than income. Now when consumption is more than income, what is it, how it's related to APC and MPC, that you will be studying later. But one point you will see that consumption is more than income, and you will also see that income and consumption are equal. You will also see that consumption is less than income. So basically this illustrates this only. So the important key point which you need to be note down in your minds, that is what, that consumption function refers to a functional relationship between consumption and income, which is C is equal to F Y. C is what? Consumption, F is functional relationship, Y is income. Okay, clear? And then what else? What else you need to understand, that it is also known as propensity to consume. Consumption function also refers as propensity to consume, students, and there are two types of propensity to consume: APC, average propensity to consume, and MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume. So that also I will be telling you all in the next video. Okay, and this video basically you just try to understand this concept, the relationship between consumption and income, which is known as consumption function or propensity to consume. So basically on x-axis we show income, on y-axis we denote consumption, then we draw a CC curve, and you can take any points on consumption curve showing this relationship between this, okay, between consumption and income, where bar C, you will see bar C means from here to here, this point O to C. This is what it represents bar C. This OC is equal to, I can write this also, bar C is equal to OC. Why this 0 OC? That is take origin O point, OC. This represents bar C, means autonomous consumption. That means that there is still consumption when income was 0. Okay, so this is just there in this consumption function. Hopefully students, now you can write in your exams that what is consumption function, what is propensity to consume, okay, how it is related to income. If sometimes question is asked indirectly, how consumption is related to income, yeah, or what is its impact on what is the impact of income on consumption. So basically in that you have to tell the definition, you have to draw schedule, you have to draw diagram, and the points which I illustrated right now you have to mention that. So this is all about consumption function. Thank you students, go through the video, okay, and keep liking and sharing. And in my next video, I will be discussing about APC and MPC. We will see what is APC and MPC. Okay students, bye-bye, take care, thank you.